Zoe Williams, the Zoe What Show, back in the building. 2024 is barreling down the track. I've told you guys this before. This year is about to be over with before you even know it. We're about to enter into summertime. I want to be able to see you guys too. So let me get on my phone real quick. I got a couple of topics we need to cover today. Some important topics. I'm sure you guys already know what one of them may be, but we got to do this right now. Let's get right into it. Listen, if you're just getting in here, just know that we would love for you guys to hit the like button, the share button, hit all those buttons to let us know. Let me make sure. Oh, no, go this way. Sorry. Hit all of those buttons to let us know that you're in the building. Please share today's topic. Put it on your Facebook. Put it somewhere. Come back to the video. Like it. You know, whatever it is that, we need to do to get the word out about this situation. All right, I see y'all in the chat right now. Tunes 1521, Big Payback Porter, Atala Phillips. Peace to the comrade. We got Kahi all day. Slow Mo 5NY. What up? What up? What up? What up? I see y'all in here. Y'all rolling in. Everybody, let's do this roll call. When you come in, let us know where you from. What city? You under dig? Shea Bay up in here. Peace, fam. Let us know what city you rolling in from. All right. As is commonplace, you guys know what I like to do. We promote Black-owned businesses. Let me just say this. Everybody that has a He Is Risen order in the past week and a half, all your packages are downstairs in my car. They will be shipped off tomorrow morning. All right? KTB, thank you for the Cash App. We appreciate it. They'll be shipped off tomorrow morning. I've gotten your emails. I found your packaging. I've got it all. We're good. We got about 15 packages downstairs. If you want to get some He Is Risen, I talked to these guys. They're actually working with different boxing camps, and I talked to them this morning. We're going to need a re-up soon. If you guys want to get your He Is Risen, all you have to do is go to my website, MrZoWhat.com. Look who's in the building, man. We got Dark Energy Star Child from the highest in Dina. Type in from Las Vegas. We got VA, P-Town. We got Arkansas. We got San Antonio. We got Winston-Salem. Man, we got folks in the building right now. We got Louisiana. We got Cleveland, Ohio in the building. Hit the like button, hit the share button. And y'all know what it is. We got the super chat feature down at the bottom of the chat that enables you, to support the channel. The super chat is a little dollar sign. You feel what I'm saying? It's a little dollar sign. And if you hit it, that allows you to donate directly to the channel. If you want to donate directly to me, all you got to do, what up, Be More in the building. I see y'all coming in. If you want to send your support directly to me, you can use my Cash App. I prefer the Cash App over Super Chat, but there's no preference. You guys can support any way you want to support. What up, cool guy? P215, already know what that is. That's Philly in the building. What's happening? What's happening? We got Florida in the building. From the Creek family, what's happening? I see y'all. Dark Energy, the Alta. I already know what it is. Altadena, Alta Pasa. Y'all know what it is. Dina Love in the building. I appreciate it. Yes. Let's get to it. If you want the He Is Risen, go to my website, MrZoWhat.com. Get there right now. Order right now. He is risen. If you want it right now, Order right now. He is risen. MrZowhat.com. Also, again, if you want to hit my super chat, $ZowWhatNetter. I got an update on Sarah. Sarah's back in Houston, Texas. Sarah is okay. Just talked to her before we went on the air. And we love Sarah. So if you guys love Sarah, don't be afraid to send her a little something, Please continue to support. We'd appreciate it. Total Package Energy. You guys know what's up with Total Package Energy. Total Package Energy, black-owned business. We've been promoting this business for quite some time. Please, please, please support Total Package Energy. Out of the Bay Area, energy shots. If you're drinking C4, if you're drinking Celsius, if you're drinking any of these things, that means you have a budget for black-owned businesses. I mean, you do have a budget for black-owned businesses if you're spending that money with these other companies. Please go to TotalPackageEnergy.com. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Support. We'd appreciate it. Support. What else I got? You guys got to join my Kick. I think we're streaming live on my Kick. We're streaming live on YouTube and on my Kick. It's not on Kick yet. Oh, okay. Well, we was trying to stream live on both today because we're going to build the Kick out because I'm going to be doing a webinar over there. So you guys should probably look up Zoe Williams on Kick. Join that right now. Also, later in the evening, you guys know I'm going to be, thank you, Christopher Williams, for the Cash App. I see the Cash App. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate it. I'm going to be going live later this evening on KBLA Talk 1580. That's Tavis Smiley's radio show. 90,000 downloads on Apple Podcasts for the Voice of Reason podcast. 90K. Rushing into 100,000 downloads, 90,000 downloads. I want y'all to think about that. The Voice of Reason is on fire. You might not be listening to it. It might not be on YouTube the way you want it to be on YouTube, but 90,000 downloads on one platform, Apple Podcast. Okay? We're on Spotify. We're everywhere, but people are listening. And we have a 58% listen rate. That means over 50,000 people have listened after downloading the podcast on Apple Podcasts. So the Voice of Reason is on fire. If you want to hear it live, come back to this YouTube channel later tonight, this evening, and I'll be on. All right, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's what's happening. Let's get right to it. I think I promoted it. Oh, Russell Herbals. Got to get your Russell Herbals, man. Get your Russell Herbals. KTB, thank you for the Cash App. Christopher Williams, thank you for the Cash App. If you send a Cash App, I will definitely shout you out. Thank you. Let's get to it. Last week, I forgot to cover this story, so I'm going to cover it right now. And it's the Shaquille O'Neal and Shaunie O'Neal story. And this is going to tie in to all of the topics that we're talking about today. All right? After all those years and after all of those children, Shaunie admits that she doesn't really think she ever really loved Shaquille. And Shaquille, in classic man fashion, classic good man fashion, I should say, because not all men are good men, including myself. I've had moments where I haven't been a good man. So, but in classic good man fashion, Shaquille O'Neal took responsibility and said it's my fault, I wouldn't love me either. And everybody was talking about it. Everybody was talking about, oh, the woman can change her mind and this, that, and the third. Let me just say this. Women are stronger than we give them credit for. Okay? Like, babying women won't help women get better either. So scapegoating women, allowing women to get off the hook. At the end of the day, for a transactional, selfish, greedy society, they say provide and protect. And many could argue that Shaquille O'Neal did just that. He provided for her and he protected her. Now, he may not have protected her, in an emotional sense or in a relational sense. Maybe he cheated on her, the whole 9 yards. But in every other sense, he showed up. Now, that doesn't let him off the hook in any way, shape, or form for whatever he may have done while in that relationship. But I believe family is sacred. And at this point in the game, you guys are family. Whether you guys are no longer together, you guys have children together. And children care about how their mother and father feel about each other. Now, that doesn't mean, parents should lie about their feeling with regards to their child's, biological parent. But I just feel like life is hard enough, to go through it, potentially knowing my mama never loved my dad, even though as a child, I experienced the best of my dad. Your mother may not have experienced the best your father could offer. Yet and still, when we're not thinking about our pain and we're thinking about others within our vicinity, I think sometimes, especially to the kids, I think sometimes it's best to opt for the kids. But we live in a my truth kind of society. I need to speak my truth. I need to say what I need to say, and that's fair too. But just understand the repercussions. We live in a demonic society, and since you guys want to call Aleister Crowley demonic, the law of Thelema states, do as thou wilt. You saw Jay-Z with the hoodies, and he had to do as thou wilt, on the hoodies, do as thou wilt. But the other part of that is be ready to live with the consequences after doing what you wilt, right? We live in a I said what I said. This is my truth kind of society, right? And I think sometimes discernment in when you should tell the truth is a good skill. And don't just tell the truth in order to sell a book, because that's what the marketing team is going to say. What can we put out there? You saw Scottie Pippen got a new book. What was the first thing he did? Start talking crap about Michael Jordan. I was better than him. He wouldn't have won without me. He wasn't a good player. He was just okay. He needed to do that in order to go on a book tour, right? Y'all got any other examples of the book tour when people put out something very salacious? To me, family is important. So you protect family at all costs, even when mom and dad are no longer together. The family is still the family. In my opinion. Nobody is off the chain here, or, meaning nobody's off the hook, okay? Shaq probably did whatever he did. I don't know the intricacies of whatever, but I think that's just Oh, Jada Pinkett, yeah, she went on a book tour. First thing she did. I didn't want to marry Will, and I wasn't interested. Damn, you know what I mean? Like some of that stuff, especially when you're in the public eye and the scrutiny of the public, like your kids don't need all of that. You got good kids. My son went to school with, Shaq and Shawnee's older son. They went to school together. They was always cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave the family piece to the side. I mean, because they're gonna drag you if they can, but just leave the family piece to the side in order to sell the book. But I mean, I'm not saying that's why she said what she said, or I'm just saying like this. Some of this stuff, man, we just live in a treacherous society. It's almost like you have to be so very careful not to reveal too much of anything about you, not to let anybody too close to you, not to marry anybody. It's a society that's built on suspicion, because if you love somebody or you believe they love you, you let them into all parts of your life. And not for it to be used against you later, I think. So that was my take on that. Heavy stuff. Hit the like button, everybody. Please support the channel. Hit that super chat. Please hit that super chat. Please, please, please. Y'all hit that super chat. Show your love. Show your support. Yogi Fish just hit us with a super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Man, we got more stories. Let me get to these stories. I want to get to, you already know what we're going to talk about. I want to get to the meat of it, but I can't get to it right this second. I just want to get these other things out of the way. So rare and unique 17-year-old girl graduates with a doctoral degree. Love, 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 sister. Tempe, Arizona, 17-year-old sister graduated from a university with an enormous accomplishment, earning a doctoral degree. Dorothy Jean Tillman II told Good Morning America she was homeschooled before entering college at 10 years old. Wow. In 2020, she earned a master's. In 2020, she earned a master's degree of science. And 1 year later, she was accepted into the doctorate of behavioral health management program at Arizona State University, all at 15 years old. Tillman defended her dissertation at 17 and earned her doctoral degree in integrated behavior health from ASU, Arizona State University, College of Health Solutions. A young sister, beautiful sister, 17, 18? I wanted to read that because for me, we need positive things to talk about, in today's day and age, because a lot is going on. Last week on my KBLA show, and I'm transitioning quickly because I'm not going to be here long. Thank you, William, for the Cash App. Thank you. Last week on my KBLA show, a friend of mine who's a pastor here in Los Angeles asked me to mention on the radio about his missing daughter. Her name is Katie Collins. She's 14 years old. At the time she went missing, that was May 8th, 2024. And she was in the vicinity of Western, between King Boulevard and Vernon Ave. getting into a blue pickup truck that was frequently seen in that area. And it says, if seen, please contact the police and her parents. Well, I saw my brother the other day. I asked him to give me another flyer. They found her. I want to say, I asked him, I said, what's the update on your daughter, Katie? And he said, Brother Zoe, they found her. And he said, thank you so much. We were listening to the radio when you mentioned, you read the flyer on the radio. And he said they found her. And we're excited. We're happy that they found her. And this is a very good brother. He has brought me to his church. He has had me speak at his church. But I saw the spirit on him, and it was heavy. I asked him, I said, is she okay? He said, no. So I'm not going to get into the specifics or the details about the young sister, but she is not okay. And probably anything you can imagine happened. But what we can say is we are happy that the young lady is back with her family, with her people. What's our next story? I want to run through these stories so fast because I want to get to the Diddy situation. Oh, Iran. This is some random stuff. Iran's president, Raisi, killed in helicopter crash. Interesting. Iran's president, Ibrahim Raisi, has died in a helicopter crash at the age of 63. The government confirmed. The country's foreign minister and 7 others were killed after the crash in a remote mountainous area of Iran's northwest. Ibrahim Raisi was the second most powerful person in the Islamic Republic after Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. I guess that's how you say his name. Iran's first vice president, Mohammed Mokbar, is now acting president, and top negotiator Ali Bagheri Khani has been appointed foreign minister. I'd like to ask y'all, man, what do y'all think of that? What are your thoughts on what happened? Pilot error? Person wasn't properly trained in flying a helicopter with that level of passenger? Things that make you go, What do you think happened? Doesn't matter what happened. Let's keep it pushing. It doesn't matter what happened. All right. I talked about Iran. I talked about Shaq and Shawnee. I talked about the sister getting her doctorate or doctoral degree from ASU. I talked about my homeboy's daughter, whom they found. Oh, Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson is looking for a kidney transplant. He's a father of 3, and he is in need of a kidney transplant. My oldest son also played in the Big 3. Nate has always been a hooper, always been a baller, always been just a good, genuine dude. I remember watching Nate at the University of Washington, where he was a running back. I always thought he would go to the NFL. I didn't understand why he came to the NBA, but he also played for the Huskies on the basketball team as well. He was a super freak athlete. Of course, you saw him in the NBA winning dunk contests, but this isn't about his accolades. This is about him, the human being. And he has 3 human beings that love him, that need him, and he has been asking, for a kidney transplant for a while now. The University of Washington, they have a website set up for him, and we're just sending prayers out to his family because he needs that. He needs that right now. So I would ask that everybody, just even if he's got a Facebook page, an Instagram page, shoot him a message. Say, hey man, we praying for you, brother. We praying for you. We hope you get the transplant you need. We hope it comes sooner than later. All right, let's get to Diddy. All right. So when the video comes out, a sister from my past reaches out to me. And it was heavy. I mean, the sister reaches out when I'm around, let me see, I think her and I were dating when I was around 17, 18. She was older than me. She was about 20, 21. She reaches out and, we had a physical altercation. And she reaches out, and it really broke me down, her reaching out to me. She reaches out and she basically just says, I'm so happy that the person you were when you were 18, you're not that person. I've seen you evolve. I've seen you grow. I've seen you change. I've seen you heal. And for her to reach out to me, it kind of broke me down. I was like, damn. She said, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to heal me and us as friends. Thank you for helping me get over the fear I had of you. Thank you for working on yourself and being a better man/human being. Thank you for doing the work and recognizing that aggressive behavior towards women is not acceptable. Or she says, is not okay. She says, thank you. And as you know, I will always love you. The reason why I put myself out here, I've never done anything to that degree. But that doesn't separate me from this culture. This culture has been exceedingly aggressive towards women. And yes, we can point out all the things that we say women do. We could point out all the things that we say women are guilty of. And right, we could point out all of that. Right? Men are always complaining about women. But really, the first woman in your life is the one who set the tone. So a lot of healing with that relationship has to be done in order, for you to have a healthy relationship with a woman. Now, I've done years of therapy, and I've been on the journey for a long, long time, since I was 18. My birthday is this Thursday. I'll be 53. So I've been putting in the work for a long time. I've been putting in the self-healing work, the journey from the 18-year-old Zoe to the 52-year-old Zoe. It has been an arduous uphill trek. And I'm not justifying anything Diddy has done, but damn, that video was appalling and hurtful. And like I was saying, brothers, we got to stop. There's no real justification for physicality towards women. There's no real justification for it. You are a weak man if you do that. And you have to understand something. In the state of California, you see how in the video he grabs her by the hair and like pulls her? Even if he wouldn't have grabbed her by the hair and pulled her, even if he would have just picked her up, and tried to carry her, in the state of California, that is a kidnapping charge, right? So, like, for instance, if you try to take her phone in that situation, that is a theft charge. But if you grab her like that and pull her to where you're going, that is considered against her will, and that is considered kidnapping. Now, when we start looking at the details of what was laid out here, this is part of that settlement that she brought against him. He paid the money. He paid the money. And then he paid some money to when this happened in 2016, he paid the money to the hotel. And I would say she probably has some more money coming from the hotel, because in a lot of ways they're complicit. But this came out, and the reason why this came out, I think, is because of that raid, that FBI raid on all of his properties, which leads me back to this question, because he paid $50,000 to the hotel for them to give him the footage, and I'm assuming that. This was found in the raid. $50,000. They found it. They released it. Now he's apologizing. Think he should have apologized before the video came out? Think he should have apologized for anything that was seen? Probably should have came out. Probably should have just came out and said, you know what? Anything that you guys are about to see, I'm sorry. Right after the raid, he should have came out and said that. Because this is kind of reactive to the video. And the video is horrible. And really, there's no way of coming back. Let me get personal. I've had difficulties with women before, arguments, This video is heartbreaking because it just reminds me of how far we all have to go. Yeah, Diddy is somebody, billionaire, music mogul. He's somebody. But it's a lot of nobodies out there doing this too. And I'm not letting women off the hook. I do believe that domestic violence is bidirectional. It is. But at the same time, I'm not going to turn around and say something asinine like, what did she do to deserve this? Because oftentimes we indirectly blame the victim for what happens. Like, she is in fact a victim here, a victim of his behavior, a victim of his actions. So to come around and say, well, I wonder what she did to deserve him going off like that, I don't think that's a fair question. And I think we have to grow up spiritually in our community. As men, we got to say, nah, man, this is a no-go. This is off limits. Put up the video, put up the meme again. There's a meme that says somebody, right? She is someone off rip, but she's someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's mother, someone's wife, someone's girlfriend, someone's friend, right? Right? I hear people in the chat right now, she ain't innocent either, though. Heard she laughed at Kim Porter's abuse at the time. Fine. Let's dig into it, Don Coolio. So let's say, because we don't know, let's say she laughed at Kim Porter's abuse. Let's say that happened. Let's even go further to say the guy she was with before, which was, who is the singer, Kelly, or what is his name? Ryan Kelly? Who's the guy? I'm addicted to you. You know, who's that guy? Who's the guy? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Right? We can say, oh, that's her. She dumped a good dude who was a music guy. She dumped him to get with the baller Diddy, and this is her comeuppance. We could do that too. But that's Ryan Leslie. But we're not doing that. She ain't innocent either. It's not a question of her. What she is innocent of, Don Coolio, Swy, what she is innocent of is being deserving of that type of response. Now, remember, it is not your response, it is not the issue that is your issue, it's your response to the issue that is your issue. Right? If we could say she stole his phone, say he had a wad of money under the bed, say she even had sex with one of the bodyguards, Sean could have just said, hey, leave. Right? It's not the issue that is your issue. It's how you respond to the issue that is your issue. Shit, back in 2017, I responded to a man in a certain kind of way on a live telecast, and it exposed my issue. Now, people, I could get on here and say, oh, I got anger issues. But until somebody sees it, they don't believe it. Right? So in 2017, it wasn't the issue that we were discussing that was my issue. It was my response to the issue that we were discussing. That was my issue. Right? So I just don't like the indirect, let's just blame women for everything. If men are trailblazers and leaders, then lead when it comes to your shortcomings. I have to attribute a person. There's a person who changed my life. There is one person who changed my life. And she came into my life as my daughter, but she has evolved to be my voice of reason, my guru. You understand? I would never want anyone to hurt her. I would never want anyone to disappoint her. I would never want anyone to hurt and or disappoint her in ways that I may have, disappointed women in the past. And I have disappointed some women in the past. If you read my relationship dismount book, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship, I dedicate the book to all my failed relationships. If we do a little research, brothers, I have stood in solidarity with us, with our people for the longest. But if we do a little research, you heard me say a little while back regarding Diddy, I said Diddy is just copying what the rich white moguls do. Right? I said he's always wanted to be a mogul. When he just started getting going, of course he worked for Andre Harrell, Uptown. He was an A&R guy there. But he always had the ambition to be more. He always had the ambition to expand and grow and take his skill set to another level. Plus, he's New York. So being New York, he's on the grind. He grind. And he's connected with one of the hottest up-and-coming talents in Biggie. So enterprising mind, went to Howard University. I don't know if he finished or not, but smart brother, hustle brother. Got to give him love. Got to give him love on his grind. But I've explained this to so many people in so many different ways, but people don't want to listen. I said, check this out. Everybody want to throw that damn gender role shit in our faces. A man is supposed to protect and provide, right? Absolutely. Well, Shaquille did that. He said, wait a minute, Zoe. You talking about gender roles? Yes, the gender roles talk about responsibilities. They don't talk about healing intergenerational curses. And just because a person behaves in a certain way, according to society's gender roles, listen, go take a psychology class. If you do, you'll find out something called the social script. You got a social script at home. You got a social script in the streets. And it's unconscious for the most part. If you walk into a goddamn KFC or a McDonald's, you know good and goddamn well ain't nobody gonna come out and serve you. You walk your ass up to the counter and you ask for what you want because that's a fast food restaurant. That's part of a social script. Now, if you go to Nobu, Ruth Chris, and you go sit down, someone will come attend to you. That's part of the social script. Everybody swear they got an idea on how these relationships are supposed to go. They only copy what sounds cool, which in turns the cool into cliche because now everybody's saying it. Back in 1929, 1927, When Krishnamurti says relationship operates as a mirror, relationship as a mirror, it was a mind-blowing concept. Motherfuckers didn't understand it. Didn't make sense to a lot of people. You had Einstein and all these young theoretical physicists, opening doors into the universe. They didn't have language for it. Krishnamurti comes along and says the observer is the observed. That measurement problem, or the measurement problem, that theory, when the wave function collapses, that experiment is over 100 years old. Krishnamurti comes along and says the observer is the observed. Consciousness is observing itself. And that's what collapses the wave function. He gave them words to the mathematics that they were seeing. What does this have to do with all of this? Many of us are living in a repeated wash and rinse cycle of a life because we don't go back and deal with who made us. Whoever made you is by default your guide. Do you understand? By default, for your life, your guide. What do you mean, Zoe? Attachment theory. You get your attachment style from your primary caregiver. Your primary caregiver, just a fancy word for your mama. If your mama is unhealed, chances are she will pass on those generational curses to you. You'll be unhealed. Why is relationship a mirror? Because mirror, the etymological root of the word mirror means shadow. Carl Jung, shadow work. The subconscious, the superego, the id, the subconscious, all this shit needs to be worked out through shadow work, or, as Krishnamurti would say, the mirror of relationship. Mirror, look it up. Look up the etymological root of the word. Mirror means shadow. Opposites attract. Yeah, because when you look in the mirror, you see the invert of your image. It's not how you actually look. It's the invert. It's the reverse. So you attract people who may not have the same issues as you, but the issues they do have, oh, wow, trauma bond with your issues. Oh, wow. Psychologists are now saying what? Oh, yeah, our nervous systems are connecting to each other. Our nervous systems are relating. So you got a toxic man. And listen, we can get into the whole other arguments about, people knowing the game and playing the game and being in the game, men and women. We can get into all of that. But that's not what this show is about. This show is about men taking a step forward to heal. This shit broke on the eve of a week and a half ago's battle with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, right? Kendrick destroys Drake. And he needed his last record to do it. They Not Like Us. Why? Because the previous records were too intellectual. So they were getting mixed reviews, even though they were better than Drake's responses. They were getting mixed reviews, right? That's 616 in LA. But then when people started doing the video breakdowns of them, they was like, oh shit, I missed that. Oh wow. Oh, Euphoria, it was cool, but And then they start breaking down what this man is fucking saying. Wow. Meet the Grams. Oh shit, this shit dropped 20 minutes after the. Then when you start breaking down. So take Kendrick Lamar, another Gemini brother. Whatever the fuck he been through, he has put it in his art form. Right? The Mr. Morale High Stepper album. Drake, culturally ignorant, tries to attack Kendrick. This is all tied together, by the way. Culturally ignorant tries to attack Drake by saying, you got molested. We know what happened to you. In this Mama I Sober song. No, what he's saying is, my mama got molested or raped, and I was too young to do anything about it. Then he raps about his cousin and explains his cousin never did anything to him because his mother is questioning him out of her fear, out of her trauma. So in the record, he is basically saying, damn, I'm still in prison over this shit because the perception is something actually happened when it didn't. Nothing happened to me. I'm still traumatized that I was too young to do anything to help my mother when the shit was happening to her. Shit didn't happen to me, even though she thinks it happens. So you take sexual assault, an alleged sexual assault from Kendrick, right? And put it in a rap to diss him. We didn't like the shit when Jay-Z said, I bust off on your baby seat. When he revealed that he had sex with Nas's baby mother. We wasn't cool with that either. We saw that as too far. When Tupac said, fat nigga, that's why I fucked your wife, we knew these are death rhymes. We knew. Nigga, this is death rap now. This ain't skill for skill. This ain't battle. This ain't double entendre, triple entendre. This is death incantations. We knew that. Right? You're breathing, what did he say? You're bleeding lovely with your spirit above me or beneath me. Your whole life you live sneaky. Now you rest eternally. Now you rest eternally sleepy. You burn when you creep me. Biggie was dropping Tupac death rhymes. Like I knew, like, what the fuck? This is too far. Drake says, you rapping like you're trying to free the slaves. Nigga, you black. Your daddy black, man. Why would you? Come on. Culturally ignorant, culturally blind. Your dad is black, bro. You got black uncles. You got a black grandmama, dog. Like, what? Can't you see the inappropriate, but all that means you don't understand the culture. You don't understand what it's about. Right? So the week before this Diddy shit happens, this is popping. And I'm disappointed because clearly a lot of us didn't pay attention in English class. A lot of us don't give a fuck about education. A lot of us don't give a fuck about reading. A lot of us don't give a fuck about art. A lot of us don't give a fuck about healing. Everything in this fucking culture is based on the 93 record, Cash Rules Everything Around Me. Cream, get the money, dollar, dollar bill, y'all. Women are for sale. Women are putting themselves in fucked up situations, right? For security, for safety. Not all women, some women. Y'all know how we talk, right? Not all women, some but all. There's some women out there putting themselves in harm's way in order to find safety. There's some brothers out there that aren't doing the internal work. They think if I get the bread, I got leverage. If I get the bread, I got leverage. I could do what I need to do, right? I could take care of shit, and everything in my life will be under my rule, under my control. Everything but your unhealed wounds. Everything but the shit that needs to be healed in you. So we got one motherfucker who wants to glamorize the life of being a rap star, a pop star. And then also using bits of the underbelly of our culture to solidify his clout in our game. And I'm not saying he isn't a part of our game. When I listen to Drake, Drake can rhyme. I don't know who wrote the rhymes. And I do believe that Drake writes some of his rhymes, but I'm just from a generation where nobody was allowed to touch your pen. See, in the cigar culture, we have something similar to that. You light up a cigar, a nigga can't ask you, hey, let me taste your cigar. What the fuck? No. It's not a blunt. We don't smoke weed. Like, niggas passing motherfucking weed around. You do not pass a cigar around. From my generation, you don't pass your pen. Hey, write this fly ass shit for me so I can go at this, especially in a battle. You don't do that. But I was conflicted just watching this because I was like, man, this Kendrick beef is probably the way he's dissecting this brother is probably the greatest hip hop diss records I have ever seen. Those records that Kendrick dropped, Euphoria, 616 in LA, Meet the Grams, and then finally, They Not Like Us. The intellect, the history, the nuance, the artistry, the layers, double entendre, triple entendre, allusions, alluding to different things, the music in certain keys and all to be like, well, the Drake fans, and that just, what it did was, and I'm sorry for being so long-winded about it, but what it did for me was it let me know the pulse of our culture. Our culture is superficial. Our culture is basic. Our culture is rooted in escapism. We'll let Diddy hang around. Okay, let me address somebody. I am DJ Cool Rod. What are you talking about, Zoe? BDK wrote for Roxanne Shante, yes. And LL Cool J wrote for MC Lyte, yes. You missing my point. That was not, and those are two sisters that they wrote for. We talking about, would Big Daddy Kane ask LL to write him a diss record for Rakim? Would he ask KRS-One to write him a diss record? Will Kool Moe Dee ask one of those guys, Rakim, write me a diss record for L? Stop acting silly. Stop having a different conversation, brother. Have the goddamn conversation I'm having. Well, LL wrote for MC Lyte, and we're not talking about that. We're talking about dissing, battle. God damn. Just on a whole nother goddamn conversation. Stay focused. Having the conversation you want to have. The fuck? My generation, we wrote for no one but ourselves. The fuck? And we talking about battle, sir. We're not talking about our record. We're talking about battling. Write your own rhymes. Be original. Or else everybody's gonna wanna dish you. Like me. We stood up from the South Bronx and every sucker MC had a response. That was KRS-One. You're gonna get dissed for having somebody else write your shit. I don't understand how you're off topic right there. It's just from the generation I'm from. Okay? But what bothered me is if you're not paying attention, it's always a lyricist versus a superstar when they battle. Mo D is the lyricist. LL is the superstar. Right? Jay-Z is the superstar. Nas is the lyricist. Right? Drake is the superstar. Kendrick is the lyricist. The artist. The artist, listen, the lyricist or the superstar always gets so full of hubris that they think I'm so large, can't nobody touch me. When you fucking shift into battle, what you're doing is shifting the attention away from your strength, superstar. Now we're listening to what the fuck you gotta say in battle. And that's what disarmed fucking Jay-Z fucking around with Nas. Ask Nas, he don't want it with Hove. No, oh, you mentioned him? Not, okay, so now we're going to listen to the records differently. This ain't a pop record. So when you hear Jay responds, man, I think The Takeover was a better record. Nigga, better record ain't got shit to do with energy, impact, delivery, lyricism. It ain't got shit to do with none of that. I think it was better produced and, okay, nigga. That's not battle. Soon as you did that shit, you took on too much. I'm gonna battle several niggas and Nas? No, bad idea. But at the end of the day, I'm disappointed because we're self-unaware. I'm disappointed because that High Steppers album from Kendrick was critically acclaimed, but it wasn't necessarily culturally acclaimed because people don't want to do therapy. They don't want to do inner healing. They don't want to do the inner work required to elevate. You could tell a motherfucker who ain't done no work because they have unidirectional beliefs. I believe men should be like this. I believe women should be like, you ain't done no work. You ain't done no work. Real work will tell you. You attract who you are. If you're heterosexual man, you're going to attract the heterosexual female version of what you need to work on. If you're a heterosexual woman, you're going to attract the heterosexual male version of what you need to work on. That's just what the fuck it is. And in our culture, shit that's too deep, shit that's too knowledgeable, niggas can't even hang with college level English, let alone Freud and Jung and Erickson and Piaget and what the fuck? So as soon as you hear something intellectual, oh, that shit was cool. That shit was mid. Oh, what resonates better is violence, death, money, right? The sublimation of women, i.e. bitches. These are the things that pique our interest. Learn how to knock a bitch, nigga. Learn how to fucking knock a hoe, my nigga. Like, fuck wrong with your weak ass, nigga. Make these bitches capitulate, my nigga. That sells records. Nigga, like 50 said, Nigga, go get the money. The bitches come with it. Am I lying? This is the culture we live in. Right? And my sisters, if you want a great man, you got to get used to forgiving. You got to get used to him for apologizing. Because if you know he's great, he's going to make mistakes. And if you're tapped in with his intent, see, because oftentimes the hurt motherfucker can only deal with the end result. Right? The hurt motherfucker becomes a bottom liner. Bottom line is you did this. Okay, I did. And I sincerely and authentically and earnestly apologize, and I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to make steps. Oh, that's a power move for the hurt motherfucker. Oh, now you willing to do some shit? You willing to change some shit? Well, let me hold this shit over your head and recook this shit and regurgitate it every chance I get. Let me hold it over your spirit. Niggas don't know the real business of forgiveness. But this is part of why we're here. You don't even understand. If you read somebody like Rumi and he says, keep breaking your heart until it opens. The wound is where the light enters. Listen to these words. Get Khalil Gibran's writing on a poem on love. Yes, love will embrace you with his wings, but also hidden in the feathers of the wings are his swords, and they will say, come on, man. Like, you're a child, you're a fucking baby if you don't think love is not going to hurt you. Right? You got to go through the fire in order to be transformed. What's this got to do with Diddy? Diddy is a little man in spirit. He's a little man in spirit. Let me address C. Moore. C. Moore said it sounds abusive. That's not what it's saying. It's not talking about abuse. It's talking about psychological baggage that you get from your primary caregiver. Let me just give context so y'all can understand. Because we live in a fucking quote shopping ass culture. Everybody's shopping for quotes to say, it sounds abusive. No, they weren't talking about abuse. They were talking about psychological baggage. That's what Krishnamurti's whole work is predicated on. Psychological baggage. The psychological baggage comes from your attachment style. Go online, look up attachment theory, and go take the attachment test. There's only one healthy attachment style. Secure. The others are maladaptive. If you have a maladaptive attachment style, did you know the 3 maladaptive attachment styles are attracted to each other? Oh, Krishnamurti, relationship as a mirror. Oh, the word mirror, meaning shadow. The shadow in each other, that is, the wounded people are attracted to each other. That's what Khalil Gibran meant in his poem Love. Now read it with that context. Seymour says, I'm just saying, break it down. People aren't dealing with their psychological baggage when they are in survival mode. On the contrary, survival mode is a reaction to the psychological baggage. That's why you're in survival mode. On the contrary. And this isn't a dissertation to free up any responsibility from Diddy. Diddy wronged in a motherfucker. Healed, hurt, whatever he been through, he wronged in a motherfucker. And we've all been wrong. My daughter changed my life. My daughter put me on a different path. You see the side eye? Well, but where's the graduate picture? Yeah. You understand? She put me on the path. Then I was initiated into Ifa. Come to find out, we got these social scripts running over here, being in America, American culture. We got these social scripts that have really destroyed us. I don't want to hear that whole we were already here in America shit. I've already dealt with that. No, she doesn't know I'm doing this. No disrespect to all the brothers that do that good work. I believe we're everywhereans. We from everywhere, right? We're Native Americans. We're Inuits. We're Eskimos. We're Arawak. We're South American. We're South Central American. We're Asia. We're Africa. We're Americas. We're everywhere. We're Europe. We're everywhere. That's why I say we're everywhereans. All right. First off, you guys don't understand psychology well enough to say she should have just left. That's what I'm saying. Y'all should keep your basic opinions to yourself. Pick up a book on domestic violence. Read about it before you fucking chime in. Read about it. Cassie tried to leave him. She should have left. Listen, y'all keep your fucking opinions to yourself until you actually study this shit. Sometimes the fear, maybe you haven't been this scared before. The fear is real. And if you read the paperwork that was put out before, what did it say? Kept her drugged? Allegedly kept her drugged? So now I'm dependent on a substance? Oh, and I still want to sing, and you probably one of the most powerful music executives in the game. Leave. Okay. And even that thought process, I get what you're saying. Come on, man. Did you leave your mama when she was abusive to you? No, you developed a fearful, avoidant attachment style. What if somebody said that to you? When your mama was beating your ass with the extension cord, and the motherfucking Hot Wheels track and with the motherfucking hot water bottle, my nigga. When you're, you should have left, nigga, at 9? Yeah, nigga, leave, run away, right? Y'all don't understand attachment. No, I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying you can't just, it's not as easy as you think to leave a situation like that. It's just not. And we have to be careful. You know, we have to be careful of our assertions. That's why I say the whole concept of, you know, what did you do to deserve? Nobody deserves that kind of treatment. And let's make it even clearer. This is physical abuse. Nobody deserves emotional abuse either. Right? Say you cheat on your woman. That's betrayal trauma, right? That's emotional abuse. But say in order for you guys to stay together, she wants to stonewall you. She wants to gaslight. She doesn't want to talk anymore. She wants to create distance. Well, that's emotional abuse too. Right? And then you ask yourself, well, what's the best remedy for it? You say, leave. Yeah, but if you love somebody and you caught in a cycle, sometimes it's hard to leave. Abusive situations and emotional and psychological abuse. Sugar Chris, I know you wasn't suggesting to leave. There are other people who have suggested that, and your comment sparked my response. Right? I'm just saying, like, psychologists also think and believe that emotional or psychological abuse is probably far worse than physical abuse. Because you can heal from the physical wounds, you can't heal from the psychological wounds. Back to Krishnamurti, the psychological wounds. This is why I said Diddy was small. He's a small man. Because when you are this ambitious, and, you know, Tone Talks and I talked about this before when we talked about toxic ambition. When you are so ambitious that you'll climb the Mount Everest of human excrement to stand on top of the world, to beat your chest, to say, look at me. You've heard him say it in some of the clips. I've seen some clips online where he said, I'm the freest nigga in the world. Well, not today. It is a good example if you understand attachment styles. I am DJ Cool Rod. You get maladaptive attachment styles from your parents. When we're children, we don't know anything about our parents' attachment styles. You just want to comment. But I love your comments because it's just opening up more information for me. Was your mother an SLD, a self-love deficient? i.e., a codependent, or was she a covert narcissist? Or did she suffer from BDP or BPD? What is it? Bipolar personality disorder, or I keep saying BDP. It's not Boogie Down Productions. Right? Bipolar, or what's the other one? It's bipolar and one more. But as children, we don't know what our parents are going through. We don't know what they're, their mindset is, right? We don't know. All we know is we're modeling what they are. So whatever issues they have, we model that. Borderline personality disorder. There you go. So you got bipolar and borderline personality disorders. Thank you for the Cash App. I just saw that. So if you don't know what your parents are dealing with, if you don't know about generational curses, as a matter of fact, if you could pull up a picture of, and I've been promoting this book heavy because it's a real eye opener. It's by Dr. Mariel Bouquet, PhD, educated at Columbia, and it's talking about healing generational curses. Was your mother ADHD? And not just your mother, your father. What if you was raised with mother and father? And your father was a grandiose narcissist, but your mother was SLD, self-love deficient. Oh, you want to know where that term comes from? It comes from Ross Rosenberg. What's the name of his book? The Human Magnet Syndrome. I'm trying to teach y'all a dissertation on relationships and psychology and spirituality. I know these are books that most of us ain't even read yet. Go get those books so you can understand. So when I say to the brother DJ Cool, DJ Rod, he was like, man, that's a bad analogy. A kid would never think to, you know how many runaways there are in America? Yeah, kids run away from toxic parents. Yes, they do. Yes, and when they don't, they learn to resent those toxic parents. Have you ever heard of the mother wound? Have you ever heard of the father wound? These are real wounds, worthiness wounds that are created by your primary caregiver that you take into your adult relationships. You can't sit there and act like I ain't making sense. Everything you've been through comes from that childhood. Go get the book, The Human Magnet Syndrome by Ross Rosenberg. You're going to find out what an SLD is, self-love deficient. And guess what? Self-love deficients, people who have self-love deficiency, i.e. codependence, are irrevocably attracted to covert narcissists or grandiose narcissists. They're attracted to narcissists? Yeah. So what if your mother and daddy had that fucking dynamic in their house, unbeknownst to you? What are you modeling? What did P. Diddy model? This isn't trying to justify anything that was done. This is simply saying real shit is happening in the world. And what are we interested in? The Hollywood housewives of fucking Hawthorne or some shit. We're addicted and attracted to bullshit. Back to the Drake beef. Addicted and attracted to bullshit. Oh, the beef is closer than what we think. You know why? Because we don't think. We're not intelligent. Let's just be honest. This is a culture that's rooted in anti-intellectualism. Nigga, dumb that shit down. Corporate America says it. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. These motherfuckers don't understand shit. We don't see that in all of our sporting, all of our gaming, they done brought in betting. So that should tell you right off rip, the games are fucking rigged. because now the gaming aspect is integrated. But we don't give a fuck. We still root for our team and hope blindly like they're going to win. Do you see? This is the world we live in. Because intellect, first off, man, woke is a bad thing now. I agree, Seymour. Woke comes from the word awake. Awake is a synonym for conscious. Conscious means aware. Do you know what the motherfucking most important form of awareness is? Self-awareness. Oh, man, thank you for the Cash App, brother. We appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Man, we appreciate that. We ain't got a super chat like that in a minute. Thank you for the support. Hit direct. Everybody, please hit direct's super chat. We appreciate that. Thank you. Everybody should like it. It's 500 people in here. With 500 people in here, man, can everybody shoot my Cash App a 5 spot? 5 people? With 500 people, if we can get 50 people to drop $5 on my Cash App right now. There it is. $ Zoe What Netter. We appreciate the support. I'm asking the question, though. Is what I'm saying making sense? Yes, I'm using something as rudimentary as a rap battle to make sense of it. But if you notice, do you see how the government has even integrated this battle? You got Biden. They're using "they not like us" in their campaigns. Do you see what's happening? We're a sleep culture, right? We are an asleep culture. And they use the term woke to point fun at your slumber. You not even awake. Thank you, Lloyd Hinton, for the Cash App. Man, if we can get 25 out of these, we got damn near 500 people in here. If we can get 50 people to send me a 5 spot. Deontay Davis, thank you. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they use the word woke to point to make fun of your slumber. If we was really listening to the battle the way battle was initially intended, I talked to Kool Moe Dee the other day. He's upset about the way battle has evolved into this, I skeeted on your baby seat, and oh, you must have been molested. Like, he's upset that it evolved into this. For him, battling was about skills. Skill for skill. Who's got the better lyrics? Thank you, Seymour. I appreciate it. Thank you. Who got the better lyrics? Who got the better flow? Right? Who has the voice? Right? Thank you, Floyd Cephas. Whose voice resonates? Right? Thank you, Holly M. Parker. Right? Who's got the better metaphors? Who's got the better similes? Who got the dopest allusions? Who has the dopest entendres? That's what Moe Dee was on when he initially battled. Thank you, L.S. Jefferson. When he initially battled Busy Bee. Busy Bee was a party rocker, a house rocker. What's your zodiac sign? Ball diddy dang da dang diggy diggy dang diddy dang da dang da dang. He had to party like, hey. But he made the mistake when Moe Dee was hosting, or he was judging one of these rap battles, and he was like, I'll slay anybody. And Moe Dee's ego was like, what? You're not even really rhyming. That's where Mo took it. Like, you're not even really rapping. Someone went in the bathroom and wrote his diss rhyme based on skills. Thank you, Daru Smith. We trying to get 50 people. We got nearly 500 people in the chat. Can we get 50 people? I think we had about 6 or 7 people show up already. But if we can get 50 people to go into the chat or go to my Cash App, Amir Judge, thank you. If we can get 50 people to go to the Cash App and drop a 5 spot, I appreciate it. Moderators assemble, please spam my Cash App in the chat. But that's what hip hop was about when Mo started Battle. He was like, battle these skills, battle these lyrics, these styles. Excuse me, Busy B, I don't mean to be bold, but put that bar, diddy bar bullshit on hold. I'm going to integrate your most famous line, and I'm going to dish you with it. Busy B, Star Schemes, like you stole your name from Love Bug, right? That's where the dissing came from. Jason, thank you. You see what I'm saying? But now it's evolved into something quite monstrous. And most of us missed out on the beauty of on the battle. You had somebody, Dana Dorsey, thank you. You had somebody that's culturally inept, culturally disconnected, versus someone that is the streets, but also is a Pulitzer Prize winning writer. Just Diz, thank you. Right? Kumo D versus Busy B. So yeah, man, I'm just giving you this whole dissertation of where we are today, man. Because we so broke in this culture, yes, we are. You seen the numbers floating around. We got new numbers out that reaffirms black people struggling. Because we so broke, we liable to do anything, say anything, put ourselves in any kind of fucked up situation. Man, it's cold. It's a cold world out here. It is a cold world out here. Alicia, am I making sense? A little bit? Just a little bit. I'm trying. Listen, stop with unidirectional statements like all men should do this. All women should be this way. Stop with that. Everybody's at a different stage of development. If your expectation is unidirectional and inflexible, you're going to be disappointed a lot because people are always changing. People are always growing and evolving. All right? We got to stop putting people with talent on pedestals, right? Just because a person is talented doesn't mean that they have good character. And we have to start putting the good qualities that we have on a spectrum. Character, integrity, honesty, all that shit's on a spectrum. You got some people that are a little better at it. You got some people that are a little bit more settled within themselves. You got some people at a certain level, then some people at the lower level. But it's all on a spectrum. Tyrone, thank you for the Cash App. Keep those Cash Apps coming in. I think we got 8. That was number 8. We're trying to get 50 people of the nearly 500. Can we get 50 people to hit that Cash App? Moderators assemble. I keep trying to tell you, integrity is on a spectrum. I know preachers who ain't worth shit. Right? Hell, God gave me a gift. If I can mismanage the gift God gave me, what makes you think I won't mismanage you? See, somebody told you that the messenger has to be perfect, and that's not the truth. Even the message is flawed. If the message is flawed, What makes you think that the messenger won't be as flawed as the message delivered? What do you mean the message is flawed? Listen, language is flawed. It was the great Alfred Korzybski who said, the definition creates the condition. Sometimes we'll use negative self-talk to define ourselves to create an undesirable condition. Oh, where does that come from, Zoe? Your fucking attachment styles. Go look up your attachment style. It's a free test. All you got to do is be honest. Only one healthy attachment style: secure, dismissive avoidant, anxious preoccupied, fearful avoidant, not secure. And you take these attachment styles with you into adulthood. Thank you, Queen Kells. Fearful avoidant has both wounds that anxious preoccupied and dismissive avoidant have. They got both wounds. Dismissive avoidant was taught independence over everything, and your emotional, the full spectrum of your emotions don't matter. Right? The full spectrum of your emotions don't matter. You had a parent that only probably loved you in a way like, hey, with only applauded the good things you did, only applauded the good emotions you had. You know, yes, that's how you respond to it. Don't do this. Don't feel that way. Do you see? If your primary caregiver didn't nurture you or missed an opportunity to nurture you, you could wind up avoidant because you have to do what they call a self-soothe, right? The anxious preoccupied is the person who wasn't encouraged enough, who wasn't poured into enough. You matter. Don't listen to what these people got to say about you. You mean something. You're here for a purpose. You are loved. You are worthy. You are enough. Anxious, preoccupied people didn't get that. They got a worthiness wound. And they never learned how to self-soothe. The dismissive avoidant says, I got to take care of myself. I'll just soothe myself. Now imagine you meet somebody 35 or 30 years later, and all they know how to do in a difficult moment is take care of themselves, and they won't allow you to help take care of them. As a matter of fact, you pouring into them, right, is seen as somewhat encroaching, crowding. You're crowding me now. Damn, you're all on me. That's your dismissive avoidant. Your fearful avoidant, for the person that says you ain't gonna run away from your parent, that's a fearful avoidant. Someone who loves their parent while at the same time terrified of their parent. These are the attachment styles created by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth. You understand? Everybody you meet is toxic. And secure attachment doesn't mean perfect. It just means secure. Right? A securely attached person is somebody who will work through difficult conversations, who will listen to things that they don't agree with that comes from their significant other. But the secure attached person is also vulnerable to having their attachment style changed by the anxious, dismissive, or fearful. Sometimes the fearful is called disorganized. That's because there's a pendulum where they swing back and forth from wound to wound. The dismissive is pulling back. No, I'm cool. Never mind. They might not return your text messages for a week. When in the beginning of the relationship, they returned every text message on top. Boom, 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 boom. Then after the relationship gets real, they start peeling back. Fearful, got that, and anxious. The anxious is trying to fix it. Hey, where are you going? How can I help? Let's talk about it. Let's deal with it. We can get through this. All we have to do is, here's a solution. Let's go to therapy. Let's do this. Let's do that. Problem is the avoidance love the beginning of the relationship when it's new, in the honeymoon phase, and then they love the end of the relationship when they can, it's called separation elation. When they get reconnected to their freedom. Oh, well, I'm good. They got the freedom. Let me go back to freedom. So they like being in a relationship, but they also like leaving a relationship because leaving the relationship represents their freedom. They call it separation elation. The fearful avoidant vacillates back and forth. So once the fearful avoidant may call you and say, it's over with, don't call me no more, and then call you right back and say, what you doing? Can we talk? Like 35 minutes later. The fuck? Disorganized. Say, so why are you breaking down this whole dissertation on the attachment styles? Because most people don't have this conversation. They don't know where they came from. I keep telling you, it doesn't matter what you've accomplished. It doesn't matter what school you went to. It doesn't matter what your degree is in. Listen, if you've done no self-work, if you've done no real healing, this shit's going to manifest in your relationship. You got people who think because you have done this work that you're still supposed to be perfect. Just like the secure attachment style isn't a perfect attachment style. It's not perfect. Securely attached people still got fucking issues. So live my life for a minute. This nigga Zoe, he's smart than a motherfucker. This nigga Zoe understands philosophy. He understands psychology. He understands religion. Thank you, Kahi Rashan. He understands this. He understands that. He would never be a human being around me. You're fucking wrong. We idealize those who inspire us. We shouldn't do that. We pedestalize, we romanticize the image of the person that motivates us, of the person that inspires us. Oh, he's so articulate. Oh, he's so handsome. Oh, wow, he speaks Arabic. Oh, wow, he understands religion. He understands culture. Oh, my goodness, he can articulate with the best psychiatrists. He works with these people. He would never hurt me. You're out of your mind. Listen, let's do it this way. If your mama hurt you, your guru can too. See, this is why as a child, I was so drawn, or as a young man, I should say, I was so drawn to Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti would always say, the speaker isn't important. Fuck what I gotta say. The speaker is not important. That's where he was like, it's the information, it's the messaging. And even the messaging is limited because I'm using language. It was Krishnamurti who said language. He said, we don't use language. Language uses us. Love that. It was Krishnamurti who said, the enemy is you, not the other. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm breaking all of this down because everybody got a pundit's armchair view. Man, Diddy, man, that motherfucker Diddy. Diddy is fucked up for what he did. 100%. I've been fucked up in the past for doing fuck shit too. He's fucked up for what he did. Shouldn't have did what he did. Was drunk off the motherfucking power. He was emulating white wealth. Some of these white people are some of the most depraved motherfuckers. Y'all remember how Big Mama used to tell y'all, what the fuck you gotta go skydiving for? Why you got to go climb a mountain? That's because life isn't stimulating enough. You haven't tapped into self deep enough to discover God. So let me go jump off a motherfucking mountain and skydive to the bottom. So now just excitement, orgasmic excitement. That's what Diddy was doing. Diddy wanted to live like Freddie DeMann, right? Tommy Mottola. He wanted to be on that Jimmy Iovine. Like, nigga, what's happening? Like that level. And I ain't gonna diss Diddy for that either. Because in 95, when I'm working for Madonna, they gave me the position, senior VP, Black Music A&R. I was like, nigga, I'm finna be the next Puffy. The fuck? This shit's about, I'm finna take this shit to the next. He was a blueprint for me back then. Like, all I got to do is find, but what we was really doing, let's just be honest. If you really be honest, these white people set a standard and we go after it like Pavlov's dog. They set a benchmark of how we should live. Right? They set a benchmark of how we're supposed to show up in life. How your education is supposed to look. What school you're supposed to go to. What kind of car you drive. When do you set your own benchmark for these things? The society in which we live never told us that relationship is the school of transformation. Say what? Oh yeah, you have a baby, you change. You get married, you change. You live together, you change. No. The transformation of you on a spiritual level. That's the purpose of relating spiritually, is to gain knowledge of self. But as you gain more knowledge of self, which is infinite, you infinitely change. You infinitely grow. Self-actualization, self-realization. Hey, thank you, Hustle Habit. Hey, we appreciate you guys for sharing. I'm about to get out of here in a few minutes. I asked 50 people. We got 477 people. I asked 50 people. I think we got about 9 people to do it. Can we get at least 20 people to go to my Cash App right now and drop $5? If you enjoyed today's show, please support the channel by supporting me directly. Go to my Cash App, $ZoWhatNetter. Tonight, I'm doing KBLA Talk 1580. That is Tavis Smiley's radio station. There is no profanity on that channel. No profanity whatsoever. So I know you guys used to seeing me on YouTube and cursing and acting crazy. But when I'm broadcasting the behind the scenes. So when you call in, don't be like motherfucker and shit and do. We can't do that on that particular broadcast because the FCC, is it FCC? Yes, FCC regulations. We don't want to do any profanity. 7 to 9 p.m. Download the KBLA Talk 1580 app. Listen, Don't let YouTube keep punking y'all. Leave your comments. Hit the like button. Share this thing. Go to Apple Podcasts, and we got 400 episodes, 400 plus episodes of The Voice of Reason on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Google Play, on all of these different spaces. Y'all leave your comments there. Give me some 5-star comments, man. Let's push this thing. Hey, Jamal, thank you for the Cash App. Are we going to get a quick run before I get out of here? Let me set the timer for 3 minutes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. My measuring stick is my pops. He said, do better than me. Well, in order for him to do that, he's got to reveal himself to you. Willie Johnson, come on. Thank you, Lauren B. Bryant Ray, thank you. Yeah, I hear parents say that all the time. Troy, thank you. You can't do better than your parents unless they reveal themselves to you. They have to reveal their true selves to you. Lewis Chapman, thank you. Keep it going. All right. We rolling a little bit. I think we had around 13. I'm asking for 50 people. We still got 449. Go to my Cash App right now. Drop a 5 spot at the very least if that's what you could do. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I see you guys. But we always say, do better than me, right? Learn more than me. Live a better life than me. But we're also, as parents, reluctant to share the truth of who we are, right? Mothers and fathers, share your weaknesses with your kids. Your kids should know your attachment style. Just like they know which uncle whose lap not to sit on, they should know your attachment style. Your kids should know, baby, I'm anxious, preoccupied. That means A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Son, I'm SLD. Well, that's not an attachment style. But son, I'm fearful avoidant. I was raised in a tumultuous environment where I actually loved and feared, here we go. Carlton A., thank you. I'm dead ass serious. Your kids should know your attachment style. Your kids should know your communication style. I'm avoidant. My communication style is avoidant. I don't like to talk. I don't like to have real deep conversations. I like to keep it short. It causes conflict. Right? Have you noticed avoidant communication and attachment style together? Nigga, there's going to be conflict. Because avoidant is like sweeping it under the rug. It's like pulling the shades when you know the goddamn landlord is on the way up and you in your house, but you acting like you ain't there. That's avoidant. You can only do that shit for so long. The reason why we don't fucking get naked spiritually in front of our children is because that's one of the only places we've ever thought to have any power, to have had any power, right? We think these kids gonna listen to what the fuck I gotta say because I'm they whoop whoop. And so they don't reveal the truth of who they are to the kids. They just try to use authoritarianism. Just do as I say. Toxic than a motherfucker. And if your mama toxic, you toxic. And if you toxic, you gonna date toxic. Shit don't be happening by accident. Shit ain't just random. All right, that was the 3 minutes I was gonna give us. I was hoping that we could get those Cash Apps rolling. Come on, y'all. We almost there. Let's keep it pushing. I asked for 50 of y'all to jump in here. It's 435. Can everybody hit the like button? If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon. I hope you guys enjoyed today's topic. I'm about to get up out of here. Don't forget to support the Black-owned businesses. TotalPackageEnergy.com. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Energy Shots out of the Bay Area. Russell Herbals. russellherbals.com. Okay, go to russellherbals.com. It's detox season. Go deal with his detoxes. Trust me, he is on Dr. Sebi's level. If you think I'm kidding, ask Bud Crawford, the champ. Getting him right too. So do you understand what I'm saying? You feel me? Black-owned businesses. MJ Hester, thank you for the Cash App. Please continue to support. Total Package Energy, go there. Russell Herbals, go there. And then also my website, MrZoWhat.com. MrZoWhat.com. Go there right now. And listen, today or tonight, 7 to 9 p.m., Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, will be on KBLA Talk 1580. Catch y'all again tonight. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Deuces. We good?